President, the first time I ever heard of Black Lives Matter, they were chanting pigs in a blanket, talking about police. Pigs, talking about our police. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon.
No good. No good.
Amazing phone call I made. 40 Wall Street actually was the second tallest building in downtown Manhattan, and it was actually, before the World Trade Center, was the tallest. And then when they built the World Trade Center, it became known as the second tallest, and now it's the tallest. And I just spoke to my people.
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly. Bad deal, should have never been thought of.
Look, talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools. They have every problem coming to them. Does in fact have 3, 4, and 5-year-olds go to school. School, not daycare. School, not daycare. School. Look, talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools. School, not daycare. School. Look, talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools. The Title I school does in fact have 3, 4, and 5-year-olds go to school. School, not daycare. School. We bring social workers into homes and parents to help them deal with how to raise their children. It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio, make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone, make sure the kids hear words.
8 months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives, so this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese, a real beautiful company.
Like him, every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from me. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
He was not a loser. He was a patriot, and the people left behind there were heroes. And I resent like hell. I'm talking about my son, Bo Biden. You're talking about me.
I don't know Bo. I know Hunter.
I'm talking about my son.
Hunter got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
That's not true.
Cocaine use, and he didn't have a job until you became vice president.
No good. Really bad for you.
Good news is, for me, I'm here. The bad news for you is, I'm coming back.
And he's like this, and we will, I need water, help me, I need water, help. And he's, this is on live television, water. And he's like this, and we will, I need water, help me, I need water, help me, I need water.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my...
How about you 34 and have no candidate?
And by the way, I don't think that's some grand conspiracy. I think this is sort of what power is. I mean this at a sort of high level.
As far as my relationships with all people. I think I have great relationships with all people. I am the least racist person in this room.
Hello, users! Hey, how's it going? I gotta clip that fucking "don't ever talk to the President of the United States." I gotta clip that, because that's really good. We have Max the dog here, everybody. Max the dog says hello. My finger is now slimy. Max the dog, please. But yes, so let me go ahead and wipe my finger off. There you go. Alrighty, my finger is wiped. The slate has been cleaned. It has been wiped clean. But yeah, I really gotta clip that. That moment of Donald Trump having that crybaby emotional meltdown, like a temper tantrum, like a 6-year-old. Jeez, dude, that's some crazy stuff. But yeah, anyway. Hello, users. This is Above It All 1035 for the day of November 29th, 2020. And I would like to make an announcement. As you can see, right up there, that took me a little bit, right up there, tomorrow I will be doing the show 1 hour earlier from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. instead of my usual 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. That is because I have a prior engagement at 10:40. And I don't want to rush the stream. I don't want to make it shorter. So going to be streaming an hour earlier tomorrow. And yeah, so that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Bada boom. Bada boom. Why the fuck do I get your leftist garbage in my news feed, but the conservative shows I am subbed to have to search for? Fuck YouTube. And that, I don't even know what that word is. Nahasa. I don't even know, man. Dude, you're teaching me new things. Let me copy and paste that into Google real quick. What is that? Holy mackerel. Here I am, get my mind blown by a fucking right-winger. Oh, that's not even a word? Okay. Well, it is a word, actually. It's misspelled. Okay, so it's actually, apparently, this is a misspelling. Here I was. I actually thought I learned something here. But this is a misspelling of the last name of a character from The Simpsons. Like, what? Man, these motherfuckers. I swear to God, these motherfuckers, they're certainly interesting. I thought I learned something. Here I am thinking I learned something from a right-winger. Holy mackerel, look at me. I've learned something, and then I look it up, and it turns out, no, I didn't learn anything. Not only did I not learn something, but this person was trying to be intelligent and failed tremendously. Oh my God. Oh my God. But again, they're not sending their best.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
They're not sending their best. They're not sending their best. Let me just tell you.
Dumb people.
Oh my goodness gracious. But hello everyone. Nonetheless, again, tomorrow I'll be streaming 1 hour earlier, so I'm sorry if that's disruptive to you, but again, I got a prior engagement tomorrow, back to 10 a.m. on the normal time on Tuesday. As far as what I'm going to be playing later, video game-wise, let me get that out of the way first, right? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Spyro 1, the first Spyro game, 120%. That's going to be first on the list. I think I'm also going to play Gubble. And what I was planning on doing was doing the full game for Gubble. I normally do novice mode, and I'm thinking about doing expert mode for Gubble today. So those are the two games I was planning on playing today on Sunday Run Day, the 151st. So if that sounds interesting to you, there you go! If it doesn't sound interesting to you, you're probably a piece of shit. But for those wondering, Gubble, the PS1 game Gubble, is where my intro music comes from. This lovely ditty. That comes from Gubble, the PlayStation 1 game. So if you like that lovely ditty, you're gonna love the Gubble run later today. I think last week I did Gubble the normal category that I do, which is novice mode, and this week I'm going to do the full game, which I've never done before. I've never played the full game because I'm a loser. And yeah, so there you go. Yeah, no, Gubble is great. It's one of those hidden gems. Another thing is I actually purchased, I know, Operation Grift, right? I purchased a sealed copy of Gubble, recently with the grift money that I got, and with the grift money I got, I mean totally with my own money. It was only $15, but I realized I don't have a sealed copy of Gubble. Gonna have to get one of those, so I bought one. And I'm gonna put that on my shelf at some point, so there you go. Yo, is Ducky still crying? I don't want to watch this soy boy man girl act like she hates I love how this motherfucker's like, yeah, you're a man girl, but I'm still gonna call you she. I love that. That's one of my favorite things. I don't want to watch this soy boy man girl act like she hates politicians, but has a pic of Nancy clapping so clearly as opposed to this mother... Okay, hold on. Everybody, I would like to introduce you today's Daily Dullard. This motherfucker came into my live stream thinking that because I've got Nancy Pelosi as part of my logo, that means that I like Nancy Pelosi. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Again, they're not sending their best. They're not.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Oh my god, they're not sending their best. In fact, they're sending their worst. Like, they're really, like, these people... God, man. Imagine watching this stream. Like, you're an intelligent person, right? You watch this stream and you think I like Nancy Pelosi. Imagine. That's incredible. I don't care if they can hear me. They're entertainment for the rest of the stream. That's what they are. They are an entertainment, like, center for the rest of the stream. Doesn't matter what they are. I don't give a shit if they're watching the stream or not watching the stream. But it's really funny that they think I like Nancy Pelosi. That's hilarious. For those of you wondering why this is my show artwork, it's because I love the contrast of a liberal politician doing the sideways clap. Like, that's her hashtag resistance moment, right? When you talk to brunch liberals that are drinking champagne and eating fucking biscuits at fucking 10:32 a.m., right? By the way, my live stream starts during brunch. Isn't that interesting? Maybe I am secretly a liberal. But anyway, these motherfuckers that are drinking champagne, they go like, oh, Nancy, she did the clap. Oh, right. And I love the contrast with that, with actual direct action in a burning police car. I think it's great. It's great contrast. It's really fucking good. But again, I guess, never mind about that. I actually love Nancy Pelosi. I'm secretly a Nancy Pelosi defender. Whenever I make videos that are pushing Nancy Pelosi and attacking her and telling her to resign, that's just me trying to make her a better person. It's just, you know how, like, negative reinforcement, you know, like you bully someone and that kicks their ass into gear. It's because I love Nancy. I secretly have a loving relationship with her. She hasn't returned any of my emails or letters. But hopefully at some point I can get her on the show. And there you go. So yeah, secretly in love with Nancy Pelosi. Jesus. These people are just, again, they're not sending their best. Speaking of people that are not sending their best, this might be controversial, right? But anyone in the stream right now, I'm declaring war against fellow YouTuber Vaush. He was caught with his pants down on Twitter, so I am challenging Vaush to a debate. If Vaush does not respond by sundown, I will officially label him a coward on tomorrow's show. So Vaush, if you're watching, if you're out there, I know you're watching me, because why wouldn't you be? Challenging you to a debate. This guy posted some controversial tweets here, and I'm calling him out. Controversy is, you know, not good. So, Vaush challenged to a debate. So anyone that's a Vaush fan in this chat room, go let him know he's about to be a coward. Like, it's happening. The timer's ticking. Everybody, this guy's got until sundown, which is like 5 p.m. now because of like the daylight savings thing. So this guy's only got like a couple hours left. So if you're a Vaush fan, I would go in there and let him know that the clock is ticking because he's running out of time. So just throwing that out there. So, there you go. Sorry, the one before last. The last one I voted NDP, knowing they wouldn't get in, but voting NDP is pretty much a vote for Trudeau, and against the Conservatives, 'cause he has a majority. Now I'm a registered Conservative. Fuck the media. What? What? these people are not, again, like, and I hate to say this.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Not good, not good. But yeah, so, I don't know Vosh. I know Hunter. But, made some controversial tweets, so I'm going to try to grift in on that. Can't not do it, right? Can't not do it. That's the whole name of the game, is grifting off of popular YouTubers. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. I should clip that out. I guarantee you, if I clip out that little meme segment I just did, there's going to be Vosh fans like 6 weeks from now. They're gonna find that video and then write 3 fucking essays. I have one Vosh video that I did when he went viral for defending child pornography. And I still get people defending him, and I've gotten the defense is that he took that as a hypothetical argument to make someone else look stupid. I totally get that, and that's fine with me. But the spirit, I wish people would defend me online as much as people defend Vaush. That's what I want. If I could have a legion of crybaby losers that would look up my username on every website ever and defend me at all costs. I wish. So, if anyone wants to do that, there's an application open, unpaid intern. All you have to do is name search me on every single platform and defend me every single time. Easy. Easy stuff. Dougie Fukia. Okay. Don't get her going. I'm leaving once she starts. If I notice LMFAO, she ain't getting my view counting during the stream. The stream is on right now. I'm sorry. Dougie in the chat.
I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Again, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for that. But this motherfucker, again. As soon as the stream starts, they say, 13 minutes into the live stream. Vaush is great. He might be great. I don't know. No idea. Either way, I want to debate Vaush. This is Operation Grift Round 2, is where I challenge people that are way more popular than me to debates, and then they ignore me because they get 15 trillion notifications and they didn't see my challenge to them. Then they ignore me, and then I get to call them a coward. That's great. That's an awesome grift. That's like the Tim Pool kind of scenario. So, taking some lessons here, and I'm sure Vaush doesn't mind if I grift off of his popularity. That's fine, right? It's all good. Anyway, speaking of things that are extremely important that we need to take a moment here to speak about. So there was this extremely bizarre situation going on. In Utah, there was a monolith of some kind, some sort of structure. This was some sort of, theoretically an artistic expression, though that's not confirmed. And this is, you might not know this about me, but I am a fan of the history television program Ancient Aliens. I love that shit. One of my favorite things to do is getting high out of my asshole and just binging Ancient Aliens and then just suspending my disbelief. I love doing it. I love watching Ancient Aliens and then they're like, oh yeah, all those wars and plagues, those were aliens. And I'm like, okay, I buy it. And this is the thing about Ancient Aliens, and that I just want to get in there for all my religious friends out there, which, there are religious friends, but I just want to be very clear about this. I buy Ancient Aliens as a concept way more than I buy Judaism, Christianity, or Islam. Ancient Aliens makes way more sense. It's way more, logical. It's way more feasible that Jesus Christ or God is an alien. And the people 2,500 years ago didn't know what that meant, so they just thought that they were God. Believe it? I don't necessarily believe it, but I believe that shit more than talking snakes in the Garden of Eden or whatever the fuck that dumbass bullshit says. Right, so I'm just throwing that out there. That's my precursor. Now that I've offended every religious viewer, let's read. There's a mysterious alien artifact. Is it alien or art? Utah public safety officers were stunned when they stumbled on what looks like something out of a sci-fi space film. They found a mysterious-looking chrome monolith standing upright deep in a remote desert at the southeast part of the state. Isn't this interesting? I had astral travels and saw all of this corona shit in the chips like in 2012. In the chips? Hello, Maggle Sugum in the chat room. What chips are you talking about? I would love to know about the chips. This discovery took place last week as wildlife officials were flying above counting sheep in the Bighorn area. Of course, they were counting sheep. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? The monolith is about 10 to 12 feet tall, with a triangular proportions. Its exact location is not being revealed. Officials believe it might have been installed by an artist or alien who is a fan of the film 2001: A Space Odyssey, in which a monolith appears that looks fairly similar. So this happened last week. This happened, and somehow it slipped my radar. And I'm glad that there was an update to the story, which I'm about to read. The monolith is gone. This is a breaking news update, updated 1 hour ago. Breaking news update. The monolith, everybody, the monolith is gone. It's gone. It was removed. No one knows what happens. Aliens put it there. Aliens take it away. Let's read. This is ridiculous stuff. I'm tingling. My body is tingling right now. I feel like this is This is like breaking news. We're going to be talking about this shit in 60 years from now. The moment the monolith disappeared. This is crazy. A tall, silver, shining metal monolith discovered in the desert in southeastern Utah, which prompted theories of alien placement and drew determined hikers to its secret location, has now disappeared. According to the state's Bureau of Land Management. The monolith was removed by an unknown party sometime Friday night, the agency said in a Facebook post. We have received credible reports that an illegally installed structure referred to as the monolith has been removed from BLM public lands, the post said. Now, I like that idea, BLM public lands. Sign me up, right? Let's do it. Let's go. The BLM did not remove the structure, which is considered private property, which is, very uncharacteristic of BLM. Oftentimes they do remove structures that are private property, but not this time. Not this time. The monolith was first discovered November 18th by officers from the Utah Department of Public Safety's Aero Bureau. They were flying by helicopter, helping the Division of Wildlife Resources count bighorn sheep in southeastern Utah, when they spotted something that seemed right out of 2001: A Space Odyssey. One of the biologists spotted it. Then we just happened to fly directly over the top of it. Pilot Brett Hutchins told a CNN affiliate KSL. He was like, whoa, 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 turn around, turn around. And I was like, what? And he's like, there's this thing back there. We've got to go look at it. Where is it? Right? Who knows? The location of the monolith was not disclosed because authorities said they did not want curiosity seekers to become standard in the remote landscape and need to be rescued. But of course, that didn't stop some. Several people already successfully located the monolith, tucked in a red rock slot canyon south of Moab. The trek involved driving into the darkness over rocky terrain and verifying GPS coordinates, according to 3 people who went to see it. At least one explorer got lost at first, but the trip was worth it, they said, even if the monolith wasn't the work of aliens. David Serber may have been among the very first to view the monolith in person. The coordinates to the monolith were circulating on Reddit, but none of the users could confirm they were correct. Serber volunteered to find out. The coordinates were indeed correct, and Serber eagerly shared the results of his visit with 200 Reddit users who flooded his inbox. Among his findings, the monolith wasn't magnetic or solid. He said it sounded like a cardboard box when he knocked it. He also shared step-by-step instructions for the drive out to the monolith. At the end of the day, extraterrestrial or made through artistic expression, the monolith provided an opportunity for thousands of people to rally behind something positive again, he told CNN in an email. It was a good escape from all the negativity we're experiencing in 2020. So it appears that Reddit has stolen the monolith. They've angered the aliens. So I'm just throwing this out there. This was updated an hour ago. It's totally possible that at some point today the aliens are going to attack. So I'm just letting you know, like, this is breaking news. Aliens could invade the United States or the entire world at any point. So brace for impact. Go out to the grocery store, buy some canned goods, that kind of stuff, because shit's coming. We're fucked. The aliens, we fucked with them. Now they're going to fuck with us. Anyway, I'm scared. Anyway, now that I got the comedy section out of there. Woo, mama! The aliens are going to wait until December 15th. That's what they're going to do. They're going to wait until after the Electoral College certification. Do I believe in aliens? Yeah. I don't believe in alien involvement in Earth, but I believe in aliens in general. Could you imagine if aliens were sexy? I mean, like, human beings find trees sexy, you know, like those sometimes those trees that have like those curvy branches or whatever. Like, human beings have fucked trees, right? So chances are someone's going to find an alien sexy, even if it's a microbe. You know, they're going to get that microscope and go like, damn, look at that mitochondria. Hell yeah. Aliens are going to help us, but another race. There are multiple races. Do you mean races as in like a relay race? Like they're all trying to pass the baton to see who can get here the fastest? Is that what you mean by that? Anyway, there you go. There you go. So what I've got next to talk about is something pretty cool, actually. This is, you know, pretty cool stuff. Hello, Peter Pan. Are you fucking brain dead? Welcome to the stream, Peter Pan. Everybody, today's second installation of The Daily Dullard. Welcome to the broadcast, Peter Pan. Are you fucking brain dead? Well spoken, well said. Couldn't have asked for better myself. Yes, by the way, I am fucking and then also brain dead. Both at once, please. Thank you. Anyway, let's move on. So, what's going on in Paris? What's going on? Have you heard about this? What's going on in Paris? What? Apparently, Paris's central bank is on fire? Whoa, right? Let's watch. So I got a video here. This is according to reports the Central Bank of Paris. On fire. There's a lot of things on fire in Paris. I got a couple tabs open here and some stories that I'd like to read from. So there's a lot of shit going on in Paris. There's a lot of protests going on. There's a lot of instances of police brutality. One of the things that I want to say is the French, they know how to protest, motherfucker. They know how to protest, right? This is some good shit. When I see French protests, I think to myself, damn, Americans really do suck at everything. Like, seriously. Like, this is good-ass shit. But I've got some other videos. Not only was the central bank set on fire, but other things were set on fire, right? So check this out. We got this whole situation. I love that. I love when people pose in front of fire. It really gets me going. It's just really great stuff. But like, there's like a lot going on. As you can see, there's riot police. For those of you that don't know, I covered a couple days ago or maybe a week ago, the French government is trying to pass a new security bill which would essentially make filming the police illegal. And France is a country that loves to say that it's like, oh, freedom of speech. Yes, we are the center of American enlightenment, or not of Western enlightenment, I should say. They love to do this whole parade around, like, you know, we're freedom, we're liberal democracy, that kind of bullshit. But they're trying to push forward a new law that would make filming the police illegal. And this is how the civilians of this country in Paris reacted, by setting things on fire and saying, fuck that bullshit, because the French, unlike those in America, they actually know how to protest. So again, this is some really good stuff. And you can see a lot of these videos. I believe a lot of this outrage sparked from police brutality videos of them basically beating the shit out of a few high-profile people. And I've got an article that I'm going to go into about that as well. And I already showed that video. So here's something from Axios. Clashes in Paris as tens of thousands protest France security bill. Axios gives you a little bit of bullet points here. There you go, right? A massive protest in Paris against the security bill descended into clashes between police and demonstrators Saturday as tens of thousands of people rallied across France against the measure, per AFP. The bill, if signed into law, would bolster government surveillance and restrict the sharing of images of police officers, which critics say would erode civil liberties, including the freedom to report on police brutality. They say the video that emerged this week of police beating a black music producer during an arrest in Paris, which French President Emmanuel Macron denounced on Friday as unacceptable, may never have been reported on if the law were passed, AFP notes. The law would criminalize the publication or broadcasting of images of police if the intent is to physically or mentally harm them. Again, that's directly and purposefully ambiguous. So this is what's also going on in Paris. So a Syrian war photographer was wounded by police, and I'm not going to show the photos of them. You can click the photos in the description for this when I upload the clip to YouTube. But this guy was not just beaten by police. This guy got fucked up. Like, there's a reason I don't want to show the photos, because they're actually really ugly, and it would demonetize me instantly, and I don't want to, like, play that game. That's Russian roulette with YouTube guidelines. This guy got fucked up by cops. But anyway, let me read this article from The Guardian. A press freedom group has denounced the unacceptable injury of an award-winning Syrian photojournalist during a Paris protest against police brutality. Amir Al-Habi, a freelance photographer who worked for the Polka magazine and AFP, was covering the demonstrations against police violence and the government's new law restricting the sharing of images of officers over the weekend when he was injured. And again, injured is an understatement. Photos show Al-Habi's face appearing bruised with much of his head covered in bandages. Again, that is an understatement. Christopher Delory, I don't know, Secretary General of Reporters Without Borders, tweeted that the 24-year-old had been wounded at Place de la Bastille by a police baton and condemned the violence. Amir came from Syria to France to take refuge, like several other Syrian journalists. The land of human rights should not threaten them, but protect them, he said in a second tweet. Thousands of people across France have gathered in support of press freedom after a film of police beating a black music producer fanned anger about a draft law that is seen as curbing the rights of journalists to report on police brutality. In Paris, protesters set street furniture on fire and clashed with police as they tried to block access to some streets. In Lille, Rennes, Strasbourg, and other cities, thousands more protested against the draft bill. So again, there's lots going on in France. They actually try to get shit done, unlike Americans. Unlike most countries, they actually try to get shit done. Yeah, just like in other countries, also, the cops are evil. They're disgusting. And this is one of those situations, again, and I'm not going to show the photographs here, but you can look them up yourself later. If someone, right, not a police officer, were to beat someone within an inch of their life, they would go to prison. How come, if all of a sudden it's a police officer, just following orders? No one told me to do this, I just did it, but I was just following orders. How come police get that protection, right, in France and in America and every other country? How come police are allowed? It's like you get a freebie. Yeah, you're allowed to beat the shit out of and almost kill 3 people, and then, like, you know, like a punch card, right? You get your little punch card, hole punch, right? You just almost killed someone. All right, and if you do kill someone, that's 2 hole punches. Oh, accidentally killed a protester. Now I'm at 3 strikes. And then also, when you accidentally kill another protester, oops, you don't even get sent to jail, you just get fired, and then you go to another department, right? And that's what the problem is with these police, is they're given the aura of impunity. They can do whatever they want, and they really feel it deep within them. They feel almighty and godlike, and they should not be able to feel that way. Police are disgusting. We need to have a global abolition of police, because at least in America, police are modern-day slave patrols, and all the footage I see in every other country seems to say that it might be the same over there. Now, I don't know French history as much as I know American history, but Jesus fucking Christ, dude. If you were going to almost kill someone, you should not be allowed to just walk scot-free. You should be sent to prison. Again, I'm a prison abolitionist, but we got prisons. We got them. We got jails as of right now. Instead of, throwing innocent young black kids in jail for smoking a blunt on a sidewalk, why don't we throw some of those cops that are killing people in jail? I don't know. That's just my opinion. For example, in America, throughout 2020, I saw there was at least like 5 different examples of journalists getting their eyes shot out of their head by rubber bullets. Their eyeballs are gone. They're not recovering. They're not bandaged. They're gone. Imagine you go out, right, to film a protest, right? Oh, look at me, I'm filming a protest. And a cop shoots you blind. And guess what happened to those cops? You want to guess? Nothing. Because cops are above the law and a country that is lawless, at least in America. And it seems that that rule is not an exception, but the rule globally. And that's unfortunate. So solidarity to the people of France. They're actually trying to push back, unlike the people. I mean, and I'm not trying to shit on Americans, you know? Americans are still learning. We're still learning. We got this. Don't worry. Give us time. But either way, we got to learn from other countries. We got to learn from France in particular. That's for sure. What is the difference between jails and prisons? Aren't they all the same? Jails are more like if you go to a police station and get, you know, in like a holding cell while you wait for trial, like kind of situation. Prison is like after trial, where you get sent to these like big maximum security, like fucking multiplexes, right? And then and then there's solitary confinement and you got prison guards. Like prison is like an actual sentence. Jail, to my understanding, is more of a temporary thing. Or sometimes you could get sentenced to jail instead of prison. If it's like something like, oh yeah, you get, you know, 1 week in jail and then like 3 weeks of community service, that kind of thing. It's just like a different scaled prison situation. Whereas prison is usually longer. And then also much more secure and all that crap. I agree with the sentiment of F the banks. Don't agree on the details of what that means if you think the Fed should be ended. Are you talking about the Federal Reserve of the United States? I think the Federal Reserve of the United States is one of the best tools that communists can have as far as the United States government's concerned. As far as all the tools of trade in the U.S. government, Federal Reserve, get me in there. Get me in charge of the Federal Reserve, and I'll get shit done, let me tell you. The person in charge of the Federal Reserve single-handedly has the unilateral power to basically just do any sort of modern monetary theory that they deem acceptable. Now obviously, like, there's safeguards in place and they can do whatever. But I personally am a believer in modern monetary theory. I think money is fake. So I think if the Federal Reserve wanted to print $15 trillion and give it all to American citizens, I think that would be pretty good. And they can do that. They're able to do so. Mostly via legislation with that extreme amounts of wealth. But other ways that the Federal Reserve Chair could do things unilaterally is just by increasing the interest rate, doing that kind of stuff, crashing the U.S. currency. They've got a lot of leeway there. So whoever's in charge of the Fed is going to be an important position. And I haven't read anything on Biden, on Biden and the Fed yet. So I don't know. Jail is the place you go when drinking in the Maiden to be yelled at by beat cops. Prison is a gulag and perm. That's about right, yeah. You're a bit of a libertarian when it comes to the Fed? I mean, yeah, again, the money is useless. Like, if you want to go back to, like, 1950 and argue about this position and say, like, the Federal Reserve shouldn't have the ability to inflate currency like that, unilaterally, we have to, like, gold standard. If you want to have that conversation in the 1950s or 60s, that's great, but that ship has sailed. As far as I'm concerned, the Fed, right? Raw intrinsic value of U.S. currency, that shit's gone. That ship sailed decades ago, like, 3 lifetimes of mine ago. That shit's gone. So we got to deal with what we got. And what we got is a Federal Reserve capable of printing infinite money if it wants to. So, throwing that out there. But it wouldn't take much for U.S. money to become worthless. Exactly. I mean, look at the CARES Act. The CARES Act printed trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. Did the U.S. currency crash? No. You want to know why? Because the U.S. currency is backed by the U.S. military, which is the most powerful occupying force in the entire world. So, I mean, as far as that's concerned, right, I don't think the U.S. currency can crash. I just don't think it's possible. At least given that there's military dominance over the world. That's what I see. At least globally. I don't see the U.S. currency being taken out of global superiority, like with any sort of injection of money from the Fed or legislation like that. I think it's possible that the U.S. currency could be undermined by foreign things, like for example, China increases its military presences. If they actually try to do global trade that bases their currency as the premium, that stuff could happen. But I don't think any injection of money in the Federal Reserve is going to alter that. It could be a supporting factor, but I don't think it's going to alter that. We don't need to be world police. I agree. No, I'm not saying that we need to be occupying everything in the world. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we are occupying everything in the world, and as long as that is the truth, the Federal Reserve is that's not going to topple the world currency. That's what I'm saying. So we don't need to worry about that until we destroy the military-industrial complex, and those two are inextricably linked. So what I feel like is we can use the Federal Reserve a lot more easily than we can dismantle the global and imperial complex here. And I think that would be a short-term benefit. So just throwing that out there, just giving you my opinion. I'm wrong. Well, I don't know what I'm wrong about, but what am I wrong about? What did I say that was incorrect? Like on a factual basis or an opinion basis? I don't know what I said that was wrong. Dismantle both? That's wrong? What's wrong about that? Or do you think we should dismantle the imperial complex and then keep the Federal Reserve as is? I mean, I'm open to that argument. But, I don't know, it's going to take a while to get there. I feel like dismantling global imperialism that's a lifetime project. I don't think we're going to dismantle global imperialism in the next 10, 20 years. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know what dismantling the Federal Reserve would do, though, Drelo Stams. I don't know what is the goal here? Like, if you want to destroy the Federal Reserve to get rid of money and then redistribute resources to all citizens regardless of their financial status, that's cool. If you want to get rid of the Federal Reserve or destroy the U.S. currency to forgive debt, because then debt is all worthless and you could pay it off with like the stroke of a pen or something, that's great. That's fine. But I don't see how you're like, I don't know. Both of those they seem like difficult tasks, but that's just me. Speaking of difficult tasks, let's table this. Let's put a pin in this conversation and move on to our next segment. So, a Trump supporter who gave $2.5 million to fight election fraud wants their money back. Isn't that interesting? So, hello Trumpers. Thank you for watching this video. I'm glad that you selected. Oh my God, here I am, so gross. I'm glad that you selected this video in a sea of videos. And I have bad news for you. I'm gonna make fun of your guy. I know, right?
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ
would ever donate $2.5 million to fight fucking election fraud. Jesus Christ, this guy's a dullard. Let's read. This is from The Guardian. A Donald Trump supporter who donated $2.5 million to help expose and prosecute claims of fraud in the presidential election wants his money back after what he says are disappointing results. Frederick Eshelman, a businessman from North Carolina, represent, said he gave the money to the True the Vote, a pro-Trump election ethics group in Texas that promised to file lawsuits in 7 swing states as part of its push to investigate, litigate, and expose suspected illegal balloting and fraud in the 2020 election. But according to a lawsuit Eshelman filed this week in Houston, first reported by Bloomberg, True the Vote dropped its legal actions and discontinued its Validate the Vote 2020 campaign, then refused to return his calls when he demanded an explanation. The founder of Eshelman Ventures LLC, a venture capital company, said he asked regularly and repeatedly for updates from the lawsuit asserts, that his requests were constantly met with vague responses, platitudes, and empty promises. Imagine giving the Trump campaign $2 million and they won't even return a phone call. Like imagine how much of a sucker you have to be, like an all-time loser, to give Trump $2.5 million and they don't even return your phone call, right? Like what? Like, damn, dude, that sucks. The lack of success of True the Vote's efforts to challenge the outcome appears to mirror that of the president himself, whose team has lost 38 court actions since the 3 November election. The 3 November election. Fuck the Guardian, dude. The 3 November election. The November 3rd election, thank you very much. Most recently in Pennsylvania, where a federal appeals court blasted Trump's legal team for filing a case with no merit. While we stand by the voters' testimony that was brought forth, barriers to advancing our arguments, coupled with constraints on time, made it necessary for us to pursue a different path, the group said, announcing that it had withdrawn legal filings in Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. All 4 states were won by Joe Biden, the Democratic president-elect. I love that. Our mission is much bigger than just one election. It is about repairing the system for all future elections. Hello, Max. Like the Trump campaign's own legal filings, which have been based on scant evidence, however, the True the Vote statement did not detail any of the proof it claimed it had support the allegations of election fraud. It had to support the allegations of election fraud. Eshelman, the former chief executive of a pharmaceutical company, canceled, claims in his lawsuit that the nonprofit offered to refund him $1 million if he would drop his plans to sue the group. He is seeking the return of the full $2.5 million that he says he wired on Engelbrecht's instructions in chunks of $2,500,000 on 5 and 13 November, also known as November 5th and 13th. This is hilarious, dude. Imagine you give $2.5 million to a Trump group and they won't return your phone calls, dude. It's great. So I'm loving this. Everyone realizing that Trump was a grifter all along? Sign me up. This is great stuff. But again, they're not sending their best.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
They're not sending their best? Jesus Christ. Imagine giving a Trump group $2 million. And they won't call you back. Like, they won't call you back. Like, dude, I've given people $10 and they'll call me back. You know, I've given people nothing. Like, I responded to someone's Twitter post once and they'll call me back if I wanted to. This motherfucker spent $2 million and couldn't even get a call back. Damn, bro, that sucks. That really sucks. And you know what?
And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint, where they thought about it.
That's where it should have stopped. Imagine actually, should I give $2.5 million to someone? No, that's where it should have stopped, at the deal standpoint, when you thought about it. That's where it should have stopped. Jesus Christ.
Bad deal. Should have never been thought of.
Oh, unbelievable. 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 All right, let's get back on the Federal Reserve argument. Let me scroll up. What do we got here? Most of our money is spent on defense. That's correct. We need to dismantle the Fed and the military-industrial complex. Both. Our military is way too spread out. I agree with that. I guess we disagree, Drellostrams, on the timeline here. I don't think it's going to happen in the next 20 years. So I say we use this shit while we got it. If we can gain control of the Federal Reserve, damn. Like, it's probably not going to happen, right? But imagine if Bernie Sanders were the chair of the Federal Reserve. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine Bernie Sanders just sits in the desk, right? Sits in the chair in the desk of the Federal Reserve like Kevin Spacey at the end of season 1 of House of Cards. You know what I'm saying? Spoiler alert. But, like, he just sits in the desk and then the camera stares at him and fades to black instantly. Boom. Imagine that, right? Imagine that. Well, like, the fucking Soviet anthem starts playing in the background and then the credits roll. Boom, buddy. Imagine that scenario. Holy mackerel, I'm coming just thinking about such a thing. But hopefully y'all had a good show today. I had a fun show, very fun stuff. Again, I would like to say, if you haven't read this yet, this right here, tomorrow's show, 11:30, will be from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I have a prior engagement taking place at 10:40 a.m. And I don't want to rush the show. I don't want it to be short, so I'm going to start it an hour earlier than normal. So I'm sorry if that, disrupts people's schedules. It's only going to be one time. I'm going to go back to the normal time on Tuesday. But tomorrow I'm going to be doing it an hour earlier than normal. So throwing that out there, just so you know. Later today, like I said, I'm going to be planning on playing Spyro the D, also known as Spyro the Dragon. And then I will also be playing the full round of Gubble, which to my understanding, let me look this up, I think may take hours, I think. Let me look at the world record for doing the full game. Okay, the full game record is only an hour, so it shouldn't take that long. And apparently the PC version has even more worlds. That's interesting. That's interesting. But anyway, that's really all I got. That's really all I got. Does anyone have any questions? You'll still be at work. I'm sorry about that, bud. I'm sorry. It's only one day, I promise, and you can just watch the live. But yeah, there you go. Oh, in news on Operation Grift, I have purchased a camera tripod, and I have purchased wireless earbuds with a Z, also known as a Z for our European friends, and our Canadian friends. So there you go. 2 parts of Operation Grift, the studio upgrade, will be there. You'll still be in the gym, Bodan. You can listen to the show while in the gym. Imagine working out, pumping iron. Hell yeah. Like, imagine this, right? Hold up. Oh, I'm going to do like a little prop comedy here. Imagine you're pumping iron, bro. Listen to me dunk on conservatives, man. Look at me. Oh, hell yeah. Like, that's going to be you, Bodan. That's going to be you in a couple days. Or either in a couple hours. That hurt my arm. Anyway, so there you go. You missed the intro today. What was the first 10 minutes? Oh, just me making fun of people in the chat. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I would like to end this show by saying again, Vaush, your clock is ticking. If Vaush does not debate me by sundown, I will officially be calling him a coward. If you would like to help my campaign of getting him to notice me and then capitulate to my demands, I will link you the tweet, because this is extremely important, and this is a very serious thing. So retweet that, like that, go harass this guy. Coward, absolute coward, will not debate me. Don't know why. If I were to maybe think of a reason, it would maybe, I don't know, maybe they just haven't seen my tweet yet. But that's impossible, clearly. So just throwing that out there. I think I'm done, though. I'm pretty sure I'm done. Pretty sure I got nothing left. I'm pretty sure there's nothing left here. This is like, when you get to like the last sip of a can of soda, right? And then like 20 seconds later, you're like, damn, right? You pick up the can out of habit, and there's a little bit left in there. Like, if you swish it around, you hear like a faint sound, like a droplet hitting the side of the can, right? And then you really try. You tilt it all the way upside down into your mouth, right? You stick your tongue out, and you're like, give me the soda. And then you get like one drop land, and it misses your tongue. It misses your tongue. It lands on your shirt, and then you feel like an idiot. That's this show. I can try to contact him on Reddit. Oh, that would be great. That would be wonderful. Grand Prix update. Race restarted, but then a driver got flipped upside down, so it stopped again. Oh my god. There's a debate with Vaush. I'm trying. I would love to debate Vaush. I'm calling him out. Call out post. Retweet and like my tweet. Get the word out there. Vaush is going to be destroyed with facts and then also logic. So, I'm sorry. Gotta be, we gotta police our own in this context. And people tell me that Vaush is in this category, so gotta police our own. If you want to post my video on that Reddit or something, because I'm gonna clip that, but if you want to post that would be really funny. That'd be really funny. But anyway, again, this empty can of soda of a live stream is about to drip all over your t-shirt or whatever you're wearing, or your chest if you're exposed and watching this show naked, which I assume half of you at least are doing. But both you and Vaush are on the same side and loaded with logic. Hey, that may be true, but I'm sorry, a debate's a debate, You don't walk away from a debate. You don't walk away from a debate. Do you want me to wait for your clip? If you want, if you think that would be funnier, if you think it would be funnier for you to post a video of me, like, ironically mocking him and demanding him debate me, I think that would be funnier. So, might as well wait. But yeah, the show is over. I know, right? I've been trying to end this thing for the last 5 minutes, but y'all keep fucking posting cringe in my chat room. Yeah, I'm not doubting that, yo soy Danny. I debate naked only. I'm not doubting that. That sounds about right, from what I understand. But yeah, so this show is over. Again, tomorrow I'll be starting the show an hour earlier. I've got a prior engagement during the normal time slot that I must take care of. And I don't want to rush the show. I don't want it to be short. So I'm going to start from 9 a.m. until 10 a.m.-ish. Fair warning, my Reddit is cringe as F. That's fine. I'm not going to stalk your profile. You're good? Am I going to get an unbox? Are we going to get an unbox tonight for the new streaming gear? Maybe. I'll consider it. Speaking of Reddit, though, as a general rule, and I know that this is against Reddit rules to directly ask people to post my stuff on there, but you gotta post my stuff on there. If you like my videos, of course. If you agree with my message, right? Why not share the videos on a subreddit of your choice? Why not? Right? If we have more people sharing my videos on places like Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, we're going to get this show a lot more off the ground, especially when I get that new microphone, right? I'm going to be looking professional. I'm going to have like the mic in the shot. I'm going to be like holding the mic. I'm going to be like, damn, look at me. I'm so cool, right? That's going to be me. People wouldn't possibly give this stuff up. They would have to check it out. What kind of noise annoys an oster? A noisy noise annoys an oster? Oster. What the fuck is an oster? Jesus, I'm dumb. Anyway, goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching. I will be back tomorrow.
Only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ. Of somebody, and that was a retweet.
Look, talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools, the Title I schools, triple the amount of money we spend, from 15 to 45 billion a year. Does in fact have 3, 4, and 5-year-olds go to school, not daycare, school. We bring social workers into homes of parents to help them deal with how to raise their children. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television. Make sure you have the Make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Help. They don't know quite what to do. Help. They don't. To help them deal. To help them. School, not daycare. School, not school. School. Not sure the television. Make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Sure the television. Make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear word.
There's an old saying in Tennessee. I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you. Shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again."
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. Isn't it wonderful to allow protest?
Not good. Believe me, not good.
And he's like this, and we will, I need water. Help me, I need water.
The battle of righteousness versus Satan. Yes, Satan. Because these leftists are evil.